Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Omega Ruby. I'm your host, the PokeGamer. In the last episode, we continued through the Battle Resort, and we're going to continue doing so today. Right off the bat, we get this really cool item called the Limit thing or whatever. I can't remember it off the top of my head because I'm kind of paying attention to like a whole bunch of different things at the same time. But it's an item that you use for your secret bases that allows you to remove the level limit that is placed on Pokemon. Normally the levels are instantly made, or they're averaged out at level 50, and the thing is, with this item you can make it so that way Pokemon's levels are no longer restricted. So if you happen to have all level 100 Pokemon, you can use them against whatever, you know, someone else's team is in their secret base or whatever. So it's a good item to get. I honestly recommend getting it if you have the time to stop by here. So as you can see, this is the cottage that Looker was in, and to thank us for basically finding him, he gives us the Audinite, and he feels like he has some kind of duty that he needs to be performing here. I feel like he was supposed to come here and help with the whole meteorite situation, but obviously he was too late for it. He washed up on shore, you know, stuff like that. And I was checking to see if you can surf there, because it looked like there were other houses that you might be able to get to, but I don't know. So oh well for that. So with that, we're pretty much done with the Battle Resort. I don't think that we missed anything. If we did, then feel free to remind me and I'll be sure to check it out. But if not, then what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be making our way over to the Weather Institute. More specifically, the waterfall that's near it. To do this to finish off this little side quest, you are going to need you're going to need Surf and Waterfall. You're also going to need the Acrobike. That's part of the reason why, for the majority of this Let's Play, I've used the Acrobike. The other reason is whenever you actually want to like quickly move around, it's great to use the Mach Bike, but if you're using it to walk up to someone, you can easily fly right past them, and it's like, okay, well, you know, it's a little bit harder to control. Always has been, really. I mean, think back to the old Sky Pillar where you had to, you know, go over cracked floors and whatnot. Yeah, it's kind of still a pain in the ass. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be surfing here, and to be safe, that way we don't have to waste time with random encounters, we're going to throw up a Max Repel. But we're going to head over here to this waterfall and use Waterfall. And when you get up there, you're going to see a whole bunch of like ledges that you can ride your bike on, and you need the Acrobike because the Acrobike is the only one that's capable of jumping, as you can see. By the way, I didn't remember this, but there is a Kecleon here, so you're going to have to identify it, and yes, it will attack you. I kept thinking that the way that this game is, like how the newer games are, how corners can be kind of, I don't know, tricky. You can kind of catch on to them. I thought that might have been what it was, like I was just like hitting corners and I wasn't getting through, but it was actually a Kecleon, and because this thing irritated me, I'm Mega Evolving and I'm going to Ice Beam it in the face just because. So, I mean, why not? Slight amount of experience too, so not a big deal. But once this Kecleon is out of the way, we will be able to hop on our bike. Well, I think we're already on our bike, but you can hop on your bike and you can move across it. And as you can see up there, there's also a yellowish looking Pokeball. Obviously that means that it's a TM. And this TM is Acrobatics. So a good TM for Pokemon that like to use up items, specifically flying types back in Generation 5 that would use like a flying gem. I mean, or anything that could use it, like different types of gems. I don't remember if Jellicent was capable of getting Acrobatics, but I mean, it used to use Water Gem with Water Spout. And if it, for whatever reason, had Acrobatics, then you could do that. I know that Electros got Acrobatics, so you could do that. Same applies to Emolga. Lots of interesting Pokemon that actually get the move Acrobatics and can use gems, but problem is, gems aren't really a part of the game. I mean, they're supposed to be. I mean, they're coded into the game. If you use a power saves, you can get all of them and just be like, hey guys, I got every gem in the game. So, I mean, if you really wanted to do that, I mean, by all means. But if, you know, you wanted to do it legitimately, you can't. The only gem, as far as I'm aware, that's in the game is the normal gem. They might have added another one in in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I don't really remember, but I don't know. The only gem that they had in X and Y was the normal gem, and you couldn't even get that until like way late game. And we almost made a boo-boo and almost went back towards Fortree City, which would have been bad because it would have taken a lot of time just to get back over here. So as you can see, he mentions, oh, nice jump, blah, 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 you know, all that other fun stuff, and mentions the bike. As you'll remember, there was a woman on a ledge that required the Mach bike over in the desert. There was the one in the battle resort, and then there's this one. You need to talk to all three of these people in order to do this little side quest, and it's highly recommended that you do, because there are certain TMs in the game that you cannot obtain without doing this, so you really kind of want to do it. Now that we've talked to them, we want to go over here to Mauville City, and considering we haven't healed like at all in like the past 2 episodes, we're going to go ahead and do that now. And while we're at it, we're going to pick up some of the O powers that we haven't picked up yet. I'm not entirely sure how you get all of them off the top of my head. I just know that pretty much every time that you try to go and get O powers, they're all going to be basically right here. I don't know if some of them appear in other Pokemon centers or not. I'll probably look into it off screen. That way I can kind of work towards getting them. But it's something that I might not even do on screen, but it's something I might talk about. So since we haven't talked to him in a while, I think he just straight up gives us a whole bunch and then says, oh yeah, we'll talk to the other one when he gets here or whatever. And so as a result, we're gonna go right back in. And as you'll see, there's one with like a blue shirt and bluish hair. And he sings a really crappy song. And then we get the prize money power, which is actually pretty useful. I mean, prize money, if you need to get some extra scratch in game, then you can easily get it. Anyways, you don't have to get on your bike, but we're going to get on our bike to speed this up a little bit, because we're going to go over here to Rydell's bikes. And we're going to talk to Rydell himself, and he's going to be saying how, oh, well, you know, people were talking about how they saw our bike and whatever, so he's going to give us another bike. He's not switching bikes for us, he's giving us another bike. So you will not only have the Acro bike, but now you will also have the Mach bike. So you now have both. And I'm going to, of course, switch up the select thing, that way I have it according to what my Alpha Sapphire is, because I'm mostly used to that. So as you can see, you can switch between bikes left and right, however you feel like. And you're going to need this for the Safari Zone. Excuse me. So, having mentioned the Safari Zone, that's where we're going to be headed now. There is, I believe, 3 TMs that you can get in the Safari Zone. There's also a few low, important items in the Safari Zone as well. Several rare candies, a nugget. You can technically hover over the Safari Zone and land there. For some reason, like the hitbox for it is just absolutely retarded. I don't understand how, you know, it's so difficult to really just hit specific, hitboxes, I guess, but not a big deal. I mean, you literally land not too far from it, so I don't know. But yeah, we're going to be encountering no Pokemon whatsoever, because there's nothing we really need here. And we're also going to be finding all these TMs and talking to all these guys. There's a lot of old looking guys here for some reason, and yeah. And my mom's baby talking the dog again, I think. It's either the dog or the cat, one of the two. But anyways, so as you'll notice, there's ledges here that require the Acrobike and the hopping mechanic to get up here. I believe that we checked out maybe 1 or 2 parts of the Safari Zone that we could actually check out before, which required the Acrobike, because we had that on us at the time. As you can see over there, there is a TM. I know that one off the top of my head. That is actually the TM for Solar Beam. You also get the TM for Energy Ball here as well. I believe there's one other that I can't remember off the top of my head though. Oh, I remember now. It's Wild Charge. And as you saw in that ledge over there, there's a guy over there. That's the place that you're going to find Wild Charge. You'll find it over there in, I think the middle of grass, some grass or something. I think. I can't remember how that general area looks off the top of my head, but yeah, those are the 3 TMs that you'll find here, and honestly they're all worthwhile TMs. There are some competitive Pokemon that actually use Wild Charge. Obviously Solar Beam is useful on things like Mega Charizard Y, any Groudon ever in existence, Ninetales. things like that. So as you saw, we had to use the Acrobike to get over here. Well, as you can see, there's this little ledge here, and if you try to go up it with anything other than the Mach Bike, you can't get up here. So you need to get the Mach Bike for it. And like I said, the TM for Energy Ball is also found here. So that's one of the TMs out of the way. Outside of that, the only things I really remember are things like nuggets, rare candies, stuff like that. So this is basically ideal if you really want to go here and find these specific TMs. I know that there are Pokemon that competitively use Energy Ball just because it's a very high-powered like grass move. That is if they don't want to go for the health recovery from things like Giga Drain, or maybe the like overpowered Leaf Storm. And I like how when you kept hopping past that. I don't remember if we talked to him or not. I don't remember if I talked to the ones in the front anyways, but it doesn't hurt to talk to them anyways. We don't really get anything from them, just like mention a few things here and there. Is it wrong that I just think that it's kind of dumb that Pikachu is the only one that got some kind of custom little battle cry in these games? It wasn't just these either. It started in X and Y, and I don't know, part of me just thinks that it's a bit unfair that only Pikachu got that, but at the same time I think the entire game would be a little, it wouldn't be itself, I guess, if every Pokemon had their like anime-esque, you know, cries. Plus that'd probably require a lot of money, considering that there are specific like voice actors and whatnot that actually do, you know, the Pokemon like cries and whatnot in the actual anime. I don't know why for a second there I thought that, oh, you have to hop to get the wild charge one. Okay. Like I said, I couldn't remember exactly the layout of this specific part of the area. But yeah, you get the TM for wild charge up here, and then down there you get solar beam. They're the main things that you want to get here, so if you really don't care about checking out the rest of this place, you can just leave after you get solar beam. But obviously, just because I am the way that I am, I'm going to obviously check out the rest of the Safari Zone, so that way we don't, like, regret, you know, missing something, and, you know, so. Actually, no, there is one other important item here, now that I remember it. There's one other important item here, and that's a Mega Stone you can actually find here. I don't remember it ever having any kind of specific requirement for appearing, so you can just come here and get it. I don't know, maybe it has to be at night, maybe, I don't know. It's just here when we were recording, so yeah, it's something I recommend you come and get just to kind of have it. I mean, you get it free. I think you might have just saw it out of the corner of your eye up there. I'm not entirely sure. I guess there was a big pearl here too. Not that big pearls are really anything worth, you know, noting, I guess. But yeah. I kind of hope that area didn't have something that we were missing. Now that I think about it, because there was another little area that you could go through with the Mach Bike over there, and I don't think we ever went through that, so I need to probably check that. But yeah. Anyways, like I said, one other important thing here is the Mega Stone, and it's the Mega Stone for Absol, the Absolite. So, I mean, Absol was very popular towards the very beginning of Generation 6, so, I mean, I don't know. Play rough on it was pretty ridiculous, so I don't know. Also in this corner you can find yourself a rare candy, so I mean that's always nice. I actually need one, because the next thing we're going to be doing after we're done here is we're going to be going over to Lily Cove. The reason for this is because for some reason my mouth is really moist all of a sudden. I don't understand why. Like, that's why I kind of cut myself off. It's because I feel like I'm like drooling on myself or something. Like, it's weird. But we need to go to Lily Cove. You don't have to go to Lily Cove specifically. I believe you can do Lily Cove, Moss Deep, and maybe one or two other areas. You can use a Super Rod to get Wailmer at level 40, and we need a Wailord for the Reggies. And we're also going to need to make a stop to Sootopolis, because there's another Pokemon that we're going to need to catch. I might end up doing both of these off screen. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'll probably be deciding this over the weekend, so bear that in mind. If you want to be prepared for it whenever we actually get started on it yourself, be sure to catch them, because you will need them for the Reggies. So without further whatever, in the next episode we're going to be working towards the Reggies, and maybe even getting started on one of the battles. Be sure to stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and until next time, this is the PokeGamer, signing out.